Okay, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all the honors, the praises, the glory belongs to my Lord and Savior. His name is Yahweh by Sham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Mahavakak Vadash. Honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit and to the hopeful elect across the globe and to the few, the very few brothers and sisters that are listening and also learning in hopes of being saved within these last days, because we're living in the last days of the last days. Listen, I'm getting straight to the point, and you have to do videos like this to make it clear, because you have perpetrators, you have narcissists, and we're going to make it as clear as possible. Now, a lot of people that meet me, not all, those that have any sense, they know, hold on a minute, this person said that person said this, i.e. the narcissist, and I've met this person, they're completely fine. I don't see anything that's strange, out of the norm, anything. So we're going to get straight to it, right? Call a spade a spade. I don't know what I want to call this lesson. We might call it the narcissist attack, then hide, then they play hide and seek. The worst thing to a narcissist, and this lesson has to be done because the root of it is demonic, right? Highly demonic. So a narcissist, what they do, right? And narcissism, I never knew this, is based in Freemasonry. I never knew that. I just found that out about a month ago. Narcissism is based on Freemasonry. And what is it? A lot of people say it's people that are self-entitled and that are selfish. We're going to go into all the characteristics and the patterns, right? Yeah, patterns. They do things through patterns, right? And we're going to start off right now. Let's get the scripture. Excuse me just a minute. It has to be done. It has to be. Taking the bloody mick. Taking the bloody mick out here. Right? You're talented. I want to say this, brothers. Don't get it twisted. Don't gaslight yourself. You're talented. You have gifts. Use them gifts. Don't let anybody fool you or make you feel like you're, what's the word? Inferior. Or whatever, or incompetent, because you're not. You clearly have gifts, right? There you go. So the first thing we're going to start off is, we can go to Isaiah 5 and 20 first. Go to Isaiah 5 and 20. Let the scriptures do the talking. Because the narcissists, they want you to do the talking. No, let the scriptures speak. This is more deeper than you can even imagine. I'm telling you. Most gang stalking happens. Why? Because you double-crossed, so-called double-crossed the narcissist. And they didn't want to let go of you. So remember, narcissists have connections to other narcissists. They run the world. They're psychopaths. Cluster B personality. Let's go to Isaiah 5 and 20. Not tolerating that stuff here. Isaiah 5 and 20. Check this out, right? We can start at 18. Woe unto them that draw iniquity with cords of vanity, and sin as it were a cart rope. They say, let him make speed and hasten his work, that we may see it. Let the counsel of the Holy One of Israel draw nigh and come, that we may know it. So there's people that they want you to openly sin so you can have a doorway. And that's where, the enemy gains access. Verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good. I'm sure a lot of you brothers have heard this one, right? Something happens to you that's not so good. And you have a narcissist saying, good, good. So hold on a minute. So something bad happens to someone, or some type of misfortune, and you're saying good. Let's read that again. Woe unto them that call evil good. So you're calling evil good then. And this is what Freemasons do. They call evil good. Because they're evil, man. And it's not, I'm not getting on Freemason. I'm getting on narcissist. And good evil. So there's people that see good as evil. You know that, right? They're backwards. A narcissist is backwards. Their thinking is backwards. They have not grown. They have not matured. They can't self-evaluate. They can't self-regulate. They can't do that. They don't have emotional intelligence. So you're dealing with someone that's a nervous wreck that at any given time, this person could do any madness and try and get away with it. Why? Because also, long story short, they have connections to other psychopaths. I'm telling you, most not all gang stalking is via you cross the narcissist, and this narcissist has had ties to whether a construction worker or whether it was law enforcement or whether it was police. That's a fact. My situation, that's how it started. I'm not getting into all the, that's how mine started, right? I got away from a narcissist, and this is how all this started. And what they done, they went into my community, well, not my community, they went into the community. Guess what they started doing? Remember, they have flying monkeys. These flying monkeys, a lot of them are snitches, criminals, and they run and they spread things in your community, and they pay people off. They can pay your shopkeeper off quickly, we just give you £20. Please say, just do this. And over time, it gathers up. It picks up weight. All right? But it's a lie. So what happens with a lie? A lie doesn't stand. Let me slow down. I'm just so lucky. I'm just trying to get as much in as possible. I've written down a few notes on this as well. So they call evil good and good evil, and that put darkness for light. So they're very dark, and light for darkness, and put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So this is what they do. And when you jump to verse 23, which justify the wicked for a reward, there's money involved in this a lot of the times. Paying people off. Yeah, do this to him. How is it you're moving to another area and the same things happening? That's because a narcissist has connections to other narcissists. It's not everyone. It may seem like it's not everyone. It's narcissists that try to turn people against you, and they work with other people to do that. And they're called flying monkeys, which are also narcissists. Narcissists, they roll in gangs. You know that, right? Gangs. Why? Because of, again, they need self-regulation. They need validation. So when you see the gang thing now, and you're like, hold on, how am I getting caught up in that? That's legion, according to the Bible. Yeah, when it says their name is legion, they are many. All right, many. This is where you get the vehicles and so forth. That was all through a narcissist that hired other narcissists that hired others. Then things got out of hand. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is all in the scriptures, all of it. Someone got jealous, didn't want to let you go because they saw you as, remember, these people, they have a warped perception of life. They see people as objects. They don't see people as individuals. They see people as objects that they can use and control. Facts, man. Facts. So let's get these scriptures out. They love drama. So you're going to see they love stirring up drama. They need drama around them. Remember, they can't sit in a space of silence for too long. And if they do, it's because they're trying to hide something. So if you do get silence from a narcissist, it's because they're trying to hide, because you've defeated them. Because they do the silent thing, but they can't be silent for too long. So when you see narcissists being silent, that means you're winning. Let's go to that Baba Kashar. Hold on. So they like to create a lot of drama. I ain't got no reason to lie about nothing. Nothing at all. So let's go to this Baba Kashar. This is Proverbs 14. And there's so much meat on this. All right, let's go to this Baba Kashar. Let's go to Proverbs 14 and 16. A wise man fareth and departeth from evil, but a fool rageth in his confidence. So the rage comes from, they get very angry, is when the veil gets exposed, when their lies that they told to other people, that gets exposed, because now people are looking at them. This is why I always say, no contact, brothers. Go no contact. Because if you're here, remember, They got video cameras, they got monitoring devices, they're listening to what I'm saying right now, which I don't care about. They have all these things. So they watch you for a certain amount of time to see where your weaknesses are, blind spots, certain vulnerabilities, because they're predators by nature, and they try to cash in on that, if that's the right word I'm using. And if they can see what you're doing, especially with a monitor, oh my gosh, they can completely twist the narrative. So say if they know what time I'm indoors, right? And I do a particular thing and it's a particular routine, they can say, he does this at this time and he does that, and it's just a bit annoying, I don't like it. Then, because they have a monitoring device, remember, these people use law enforcement, they know about the law, they're crooked, and they use that and say, well, look, he's doing it at this time. See, I told you, this is who he does. And now the other people, the narcissist is depending on that you follow their script. So they do things through scripts. If you're not there, then you've broken that script. So therefore, what they just told the other people, you're not there. So therefore, the people that they've told that to, they're like, hold on, I've said this many times. You're saying this and that. We don't see that. What you just said about him, we don't see that. He's peaceful. He gets on with his business. He's silent. He plays his music from time to time. He does his artwork. He does this. So then they're not buying into that now. So the person that said that, now nobody trusts that person. Now people are like, okay, so he ain't the problem. You're the problem. You see, it's simple. But a lot of you're stupid and you make it complicated. Or you side with people because you're full of envy and jealousy. This is the basis of narcissism, is with jealousy, envy, and witchcraft. Because if they can't destroy you, oh my gosh, they delve into black magic. Right, start slamming doors, which is another form of noise, can be used as witchcraft as well. They start slamming doors. Check that out as well. Another pattern. Check out for people that love to slam doors. Right, they do that. Why? Because it's a form of emotional regulation. That gives them a sense that they're in power. Maybe if I slam the door, I'll be in power. Yeah, that would teach him. Bro, you're mad. You look mad. And when other people see it, obviously people look out their windows, people see, okay, that's the problem then. This person's the problem. Because that don't faze me. I'm minding my business. And you want to slam doors all day, that's fine. But you look mad. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into the scriptures. And it says, that's a form of people that can't control themselves. They don't know how to express themselves. So some people express themselves through slamming things. This goes back to childhood, by the way. Yeah, but listen, psychology, the scriptures deal with that. We're back on Proverbs 15 and 16. A wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rageth in his confidence. So the rage only comes when you expose the lies. That's when the rage comes now, and that's when you need to be very guarded, very cautious, because a narcissist will harm you. I've told you this before many times. It will harm you, right? If they have the opportunity to. They might set up wires everywhere. Wires, they might try to electrocute. They might do all types of mad stuff. Mad stuff, right? You have to be careful out here, man. Because you shattered their ego. The narcissists, all they have is their ego. It's a false sense of self. It's not real. They don't have a true identity. Why? Because they sold their soul. They did have one, but the moment they sold their soul, they lost their identity. Now they want to take yours and make you like them when you're nothing like them, and they want to be you. Oh my gosh. He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly. Brothers, I always say this about anger. Don't be fast to anger. Because when you do that, you regret it. You end up saying things and doing things you shouldn't be doing. And a man of wicked devices is hated. So they're hated. because they try to plot and scheme different devices. These people will sit up all day because they're uncomfortable now, especially when you clock them, and they'll think, oh no, 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 he's exposing me now, so I'm gonna have to think of a new tactic now. The gaslighting, all these things. People have been told to do this. They've been told to do this. Oh, don't let them get your mobile phone number. Don't let them hack your phone. They hack your phone. Oh my gosh. This is where your gang stalking begins. It's you might as well call it narcissistic gang stalking. This is where it begins. The flying monkeys, they're just people that are dumbasses that are part of the group, the gang that, oh no, but I know him, so I'm just gonna, I don't want to cross him, that's all that is. When you get the people turning up, strangers, and that's sent from a narcissist that is a warlock that sends witches and warlocks to find out what you're doing. It's obsession. They're not strong. They know people, but they're not strong. They're weak. They're weak. It's a false sense of self. They're weak. They're delusional. Let's see what else we can find. They seek validation and attention. That goes back to. I'm just thinking of a scripture I can get for that right now. So let's get that. Let's get Philippians. They seek validation. So sometimes the rage, the banging, when they do that stupid banging stuff, that's to get your attention. All right? They need it. Philippians 2. And we're going to jump straight to 3. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in loneliness of mind, let each other esteem themselves better than themselves. Don't forget that vainglory thing, clout chasing. Yeah, I'm going to use his name. I'm going to start trouble with him because he has a reputation just so I can make myself a name. They do anything. They create drama just to feed on energy. Bro, I know, listen. This is the type of things they do. Right? You hear that in the background? You hear that cars pulling up? They do that. Cars pulling up. They got the cars pulling up, and they like to rev engines as well. Have you noticed that? It's all about regulating you, control. They got spirits on them. All right, so we went to that. What else have we got? Oh yeah, they might even try to get you kicked out. So say if you're doing somewhat good for yourself, guess what they try to do? You're looking after, well, the Lord looks after me, but you're looking after yourself. Guess what they try to do? They try to get you kicked out. They will try to get you kicked out. You have a family member, right? You talk to your mother, your father. Bro, I'm speaking from experience. They will get the contact of your mother, your father. They have their way with words. They will try getting your mother and your father's ear. They're fucking demonic. Right? They will try to isolate. Say if you have relationships with people they will try to sever them relationships that you have with people. They're demonic. They want you isolated because when you're isolated, so you're supposedly easier to control. Supposedly. All the tactics. Oh, I'm telling you, these are all the tactics. See what else we got. So yeah, these are just some of the things they do. They're real nasty piece of work, these type of people. Let's go to Proverbs 6 and 18. Thick as 2 planks of wood as well. They're not the smartest tool in the box. So I'm telling you that they're not very smart. They're not very smart at all, Baba Kashar. A lot of them come off the slow bus. Should we say the slow bus? Let's go to Proverbs 6. They don't respect boundaries. They don't have any boundaries. So if they don't have any boundaries, how can you respect boundaries? All right. Let's go to Proverbs 6 and 12. A naughty person, a wicked man walketh with a froward mouth. So they're very naughty. He winking with his eyes. He speaking with his feet. He teaching with, and they do that stupid coding as well. Right? He speaking with his eyes. He teaching with his fingers. He deviseth mischief continually. So this is all they do continually. How you a grown ass man? How you 50, 40, 30 years old and you acting like a child? Huh? What does a child do when a child that's not very taught good? What does a child do when a child doesn't get their way? What do they do? What's the characteristics you see? Shouting or screaming or chucking something on the floor. Right? That's the characteristics, right? So you got men, they have the mentality of a child. I shouldn't laugh, it's not funny, but something they got the mentality of a child. Right? Better grow up in your mind. And it says, excuse me just a minute. That's all right. I got cameras out here as well. I got audio, I got cameras, I got their asses on camera, man. Oh no, maybe you didn't see that. Maybe you didn't guess. I know what I saw. You are demonic. And it says, he soweth discord, so his whole thing is to sow trouble. Right? Remember, these people are into spell work and all that. They do spell work, black magic and all. They're very dirty, like they're into that. That's if the smear campaign don't work, they will resort to witchcraft. Okay. What else? Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly, and you don't want to be around. This is why they try to attach themselves to people, because they got bad, whatever you want to call it, karma. Narcissists have, what have they done? They've burnt a lot of bridges, and not for the right reasons. Have you noticed that with narcissists? Have you noticed that? Why? Because they're not living a genuine life. And they have more, so they end up burning a lot of bridges. They end up doing a lot of people in because they see people as property. It's like getting over. Narcissists, they try to get over. Therefore, it says their calamity shall suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. That's why they would try to look for someone that's an empath and attach themselves to them. I'm sorry, I ain't got nothing for you. You're in debt, you're going to have to pay that debt. All right? You're going to have to, don't come around me with that rubbish. All right? You know when they try running the doors? I've had that once. They run in. Yeah, you're still useless. They're on the phone. No. You're going to have to pay your own flipping debt, man. It has nothing to do with me. You have to pay that debt. You see, you got to understand how these individuals move. They have a lot of debt. They've done a lot of things to other people. And they're on the run constantly. That's why the best thing is to repent and try to live a somewhat upright life. You don't be conniving, because it will come back to you. Might not happen today, might not happen today. It will come back to you. They can't sustain long-term relationships. I wonder why. Because it's not based on sincerity. It's based on, what can you do for me? What can I get out of you? That's why they don't. This is why most of them will be alone. Now, guess what? Don't get it twisted. I'm alone. But I have people I talk to also. All right? Don't get it twisted, because remember, they want you to be like them. So we got to make sure that our teaching, make sure you're not trading places. Make sure you're not taking on their characteristics. They want you unhappy. They want you like them. What you love, they want to destroy. Mastered this narcissist stuff. Mastered it. What else is there now? Yeah, they might try to get you kicked out your yard and all that. They try to create havoc and chaos. Then they play hide and seek. When you expose them, they try hide and seek and all that. Silent. You might come into a house, you may be living in a house or flat, complete silence. And because they can't really deal with silence, after 5 minutes, start talking. Yeah, bro, listen. Matthew 24:24, if it were possible, you should deceive the elect. You can't deceive the elect. Now, we might sometimes veer away a little bit from the truth, but you can't deceive the elect. Do you know what you're doing? Oh, mate, you got yourself in a right little pickle. You're messed up now. Wait. Now you're figuring out how can you get yourself out. Just be careful now, because when you catch on to some of the things they're doing, that's when they want to start getting violent. Remember, you're destroying their ego, bro. Come on. This is you call this is like a psychology class right now. So this is when they start teaming up. I told you about that. The flying monkeys, they team up, they hire people, they even pay people. They will hire law enforcement, they will hire anyone. All right? They run through the neighborhood, spread lies, and listen. See what else we got. They pretend to be a victim. Let's get into it. You know about Jezebel, you know about Ahab. We're going to get into the example. Excuse me just a minute. See if we can find that. You know about Ahab. You know who Ahab was. It was the husband of Jezebel. We're going to go to an example. So we're going to get more in depth so you can witness this particular characteristic and how it's very, very subtle. And I believe it's in Kings. You're going to have to bear me just a minute. When he wanted that vineyard of Naboth. So you got to remember this, Ahab, he was a perpetrator because he got Naboth stoned. Let me quickly get it. He got Naboth stoned, right? Why? Because of a vineyard. So he was a perpetrator, but then he was acting like a victim. So this is what these narcissists do. Okay, let's quickly get it. Naboth. Type in Naboth. And this was a righteous man, by the way. I think it's Naboth. Is it Naboth or Naboth? All right, hold on just a minute. First Kings. I always saying the content's unavailable. Oh yeah, another thing. Yeah, I told you they would try to hack your laptop, bro. I've seen it, bro. Certain things I don't even mention, bro. Certain things they try to hack you because they hate the truth coming out. This is Naboth's vineyards. This is First Kings chapter 21. And it came to pass after these things that Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard which was in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. So obviously this palace king, Ahab, he saw the vineyard, so he was watching. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, these people watch from a distance. And Ahab spoke unto Naboth, saying, give me thy vineyard, that I may have it for a garden of hers, because it is near my house. Have you noticed this as well? I try not to say that too much. I, my, me. Remember that selfish spirit. I will give thee for a better vineyard than it. Or if it seemed good to thee, I will give thee worth of it in money. So he wanted to pay him for the vineyard because it was next to his palace. And Naboth said unto Ahab, the Lord forbid it me that I should give the inheritance of my fathers unto thee. In other words, no. And Ahab came into his house heavy and displeased because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him. So he was depressed and acting like a victim because Naboth said no. Key thing, they hate the word no. You know they hate the word no, right? For he had said, I will not give the inheritance of my fathers. He laid him down upon his bed and turned away his face and would not eat no bread. So just because he said no, I said, no, you're not getting a vineyard. Guess what Naboth done? He laid in bed displeased and he didn't want to eat no food. He didn't want to eat no bread. So he was acting like he was acting like a victim. All he said was, no, this is my father's inheritance. But Jezebel, here we go. Sure you know about Jezebel. His wife came to him and said unto him, why is thy spirit so sad that thou eatest no bread? So this is where that Jezebel spirit comes in. I always say, brothers, you're not a victim. Those of you that are dealing with the Jezebel spirits, you are not a victim. Jezebel usually attacks those that have a prophetic calling. Right, we're going to have to shut off soon because data's running low. This might shut off. So this spirit comes in and it looks for victimhood. Right? It looks for those that are gossiping, slander, lies. And he said unto her, because I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and said unto him, give me the vineyard for money, or else it please thee, I will give thee another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give thee my vineyard. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, so this spirit goes behind your back and tries to plot and set you up. Have you ever heard a narcissist saying, set him up, set him up? That's that same spirit. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, dost thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Arise, eat bread, let thy heart be merry, I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth. That's where the setup began. Right? And she wrote a letter in Ahab's name and sealed him with a seal and sent it unto the elders dwelling in Naboth to proclaim a fast and set Naboth on a high among the people and set 2 men, sons of Belial, to get him stoned and bear false witness. This spirit is dangerous. I tell you, see, everything is linked in with the scriptures, everything. You're dealing with narcissism, you're dealing with men that are effeminate, liars, manipulators, and indulge in witchcraft and in murder. Jezebel was known, you know what she was known for? Taking out those with a prophetic voice. You know that, right? And you know about Elijah? She threatened Elijah, right? And Elijah, you know how powerful Elijah was? He was scared for a little while. He hid underneath a tree, but then he came back out of hiding and battled him. So this type of spirit, nip it in the bud, admit, call it out, address it. Yeah, we know what you're doing. You hiding, all right? Address that spirit in Yahweh's name, and let it know that you identify it straight away. All right, you need to, because it works on manipulation and emotional. Oh yeah, I didn't forget to tell you that emotional. So we read that. Close that off right there. So now you know how it operates through. It's a perpetrator, but it acts like a victim. All right? It blames. It shifts blame. It wants you to feel sorry for it. All right, bro, we're not victims, man. The scripture says we're more than conquerors. Don't walk around like that as well. Okay? You play the victim, you get victimized. Is there anything else? They carry very dark energy. We already know that. Unfortunately, they carry very, 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 very dark energy. All right? So just be mindful when you're around a narcissist. You may feel all types of emotions. Why? Because they have spirits attached to them. Excuse me just a minute. Just drink some water. Yeah, because they have spirits attached to them. So you are going to feel something. I know it, you're going to feel it, right? It's like a very uncertain, chaotic, it's like a chaotic type of spirit. It's chaotic, dark, very intense. Because remember, the narcissist is a vessel. It's a spirit. They use vessels, bro. To what? To basically, attach. So you have to be careful with this energy-wise. Take salt baths and cleanse your room and make sure your room ain't dirty, because they attach to people, vessels. Remember, narcissists, they're being used by a demon. So they love attachment via, what do you call it? You call it supply. They need supply. Listen, no supply, they literally die. Literally go out into the abyss. Supply is everything. And it's a win-win for them in certain cases, because they don't care if it's positive. They don't care if you're positive or negative. Either one. They need energy. Right? This is why they will always be on the phone. Always be on the phone. Have you noticed that? Whether it's morning, whether it's nighttime, right? Oh, they will always be on the phone constantly, bro. I mean, they're on the phone 9 times out of 10. What are they talking about? They're talking about someone else. Get away from these type of people, bro. Because they will, if you're not careful, if you're not guarded, they will destroy you. All they do is complain, mope about. Right? We ain't got time for that, man. Complaining, bro. Get off your ass and do something, man. Instead of complaining about other people, you take accountability. Right? So where was we? Projection. Watch out for that. That goes back to that's the spirit of Azazel in the scriptures. There was known as scapegoat. It's known as Azazel. You would take a what? Was it a lamb? Is it a lamb or goat? You would take it out into the wilderness, and you would put your sins upon that goat. That's in Leviticus. This is also a part of Freemasonry. So remember, narcissism is based in Freemasonry. And this is why you will have your gang stalkers are Freemasons. It's being done by the lodge, by the way. And these Freemasons need to put their sins somewhere. Okay, so they will try to offshoot. This is where you get the talking on the phone. Yeah, he's useless, and dead, and he's useless. And that's projection. So they do that because they need to offshoot, and the Eastern Stars, they need to offshoot them sins somewhere else. Now, this is where you have certain individuals that lose their mind. Why? Because you had the Freemasons that were projecting, and that person was not strong, so they either took their own life or went on a shooting spree. This is done through Freemasonry. You know that, right? So you have to be careful of these type of people because they've made covenants with the enemy, which they don't want to get out of, or they find it hard to. So this is where you're going to get a lot of projection. I've had it. I've heard people in cars speaking about me cars on phones, but then you're like, nah, none of that's going to work because I'm protected by the blood of Yahweh. So they do these type of things, man. Form of shift blame. They need an attachment. So therefore, what do? You detach. Make sure you're detaching. Because when you're not there, panic mode, they have to look for another vessel. Because what they're trying to do is possess you. Then they seek the next supply. This is how they actually survive. So no energy, they just perish. Okay, so I want to shut off here. Lord willing, this was edifying in some way, form, and fashion, and this really, really does show you the other side to narcissism. So you can identify it now and know what you're dealing with, so they can't manipulate you, and they can't, get you in trouble. Okay, you should know the truth, and the truth will set you. Walk in your truth, and the gaslighting. That's why that's done. That's just done so you could try doubt yourself. So you can second guess yourself. Oh, maybe what I'm doing is not right. Maybe they're right. Maybe I should apologize. No. Don't be fooled. Do not be fooled. You're being gaslighted because you have truth and they don't want you to believe that. That's where you get the gaslighting. It's a method. It's trickery. It's one of the oldest tricks in the scriptures. Read Genesis 3rd chapter. And the devil said, did he say you shall not surely eat of that fruit? Did he say you shall not surely eat of that fruit? See, that's gaslighting. Are you sure? No, there's no time for doubt. There's no time for doubt and if, buts, and maybes. If you have this word, you should be confident in what you're saying is the truth. Ain't no doubting. Right? Don't doubt what the scriptures say. Stand in truth. And if they have a problem with that, they have a problem with the Lord. It's not you. Don't personalize what's going on around you. Don't personalize it. Oh, Mom, it's me. It's not you. You're speaking truth. And some people, they can't handle the truth. So they feel that particular way. And they start being conniving and lying. So let the Lord deal with these things, and you have to remain in truth and don't divert from it. As I'm doing this lesson, guess what they were using? Energy weapons, because a narcissist is a fucking criminal. Deep down, a low down scumbag criminal that can't take any accountability for their actions. So you're not going to really get too far with them. Confronting them, don't bother waste your time. Rebuking them, rebuke the demonic spirit, but confronting them, just leave it alone. Because you ain't going to get anywhere. They don't want to change. So I hope this was edifying. Until the next time. Shalom.